Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we will be practicing SQL, and basically we will be going through several queries and we'll be using multiple types of functions of built in SQL. We will be making our own calculations, and this practice of SQL is to help everyone to become better in their skills. Lastly, to start with this practice session, you would be needing two things. First, you would be needing the data set. To download this dataset, I have added a website URL in the description. You can download the data from the description. And second, you would be needing an IDE to write SQL. For this video, I am using Microsoft SQL Server Management Studio, which is SSMS. And you can use whichever IDE you would like to work on. So once you have downloaded the data, you should have these three tables: a table department, table employee, and table transactions. I will quickly show you what type of data is inside these tables. Now I will run this code. As you can see, in the table department, we have department name, department head. In the employee table, we have employee number, employee first name, employee middle name, last name, employee government ID, date of birth, and department. And in the last, the transaction table, we have the amount, date of transaction, and employee number. Now, the first question for us. Now, these questions, these are a drill through, a practice questions. For example, you are a data analyst and you will receive some of these type of questions which your manager would ask. So the first one is, please send a report on total number of employees and average amount by department with the head of department. To do this, I can clearly see that the number of employees is in my employee. I can get it from my employee table. And the average amount by department, the name of the head of department, I can get it from head and here. So I will quickly write the query now. Now, as you can see, we are getting the data from multiple tables. Therefore, we will join all the three tables. Now, to join all the three tables, we will use the join. Now, to join two tables, we generally need two common columns. Here in my transaction table, I have the employee number, and also in the employee table, I have the employee number, and both of them are the common columns, which will help me to join these two tables. To join the third table, we will write the third table. Lastly, when the join is done, I will group by department and department head. And I can see that there is one error. Now I will run this query. As you can see, I have the count of employees, I have the average amount, I have the department, and I have the department head. Now let's move to our second question. The second question is, please share a report on top 5 employees with highest amount. We need this report with details such as employee ID and full name. So let's get started. this query, I'm simply writing select top 5 sum of amount. The SQL will select the top 5 and neglect all rest of them, highest amount by the employee number. Now, when I say by the employee number, which means that I have grouped it by employee. I am getting the data from transaction table where the amount is greater than 0. So we are again neglecting the negative amounts and we are ordering it by sum of amount in descending order. So the maximum will be on the top. Now this is the first part of the query. We also need to join this table with employee table. Now in SQL, once you run a query and when it shares some result over here in the result tab, automatically it becomes a table. Now because this is a table, we can join this table. We can call this an A and we can join this table with other tables. So we will use select employee number, comma, we need the full name. So to get the full name, we will use concat, and in concat we have to write first name, employee first name, employee middle name, and employee last name. So here we have a very similar query. What we have done is we have selected the top 5 sum of amount and we have added the employee number and the full name. Concat is used to merge 3 columns. So we have merged first column, then we added space, then middle name, then space, and then the last name, and we have called it as a full name. Finally, we have added the highest amount which is coming from our inner table. Let's move on to the third question. The third question is share a report on total amount and percentage of amount by department with department name and name of the head. To do so, we will needing all the 3 tables. We need the total amount which will come from the transaction. We will need the percentage of the amount by department which will come from department and from the transaction, and finally we need the name of the head. Okay, so I think we do not need the employee table. All we need is the department and the transaction table. Let's get started. As you can see, we cannot directly join the table transaction and department, and therefore we will be needing the employee table. To do so, I will simply copy my previous code where I joined the 3 tables and paste it over here. As you can see here, we also need to add the percentage of the amount. To do the percentage, all we have to do is write sum of So as you can see, we have the total amount, we have the department, we have the department head, and finally we have the percentage of the total amount by department. Now the percentage doesn't look good enough. I think 2 decimals would be more professional, and therefore we will cast our percentage. So here what we are trying to do is we are simply doing the sum of t amount. We are getting the amount by department and by department head, as we have grouped them by these 2 dimensions. Lastly, to do the percentage, we are doing a sum of t amount, and we are dividing the sum of t amount by sum of t amount by the total table. This part we are multiplying it with 100. Finally, whatever the answer is, we are putting it as a decimal using by cast. So let's move on to the fourth and the last one. Share a report on full details of employee from 1000 to 1010. We need the department, full name, total amount, age, and date of birth. Now as you can see, in our data we do not have the age. However, we have the date of birth. Therefore, we will need to calculate the age. To calculate the age and rest of the columns, let's start. Now as you can see, we need the data from all the 3 tables. We need the department from department, we need the full name from the employee ID, and we need the total amount from the transaction table. And therefore I will use the previous codes. We have the full name of the people, we have a column with the total amount, and we have the date of birth. Now you would see that the full name is same, the amount is same, but the date of birth is different. Now since the date of birth is different and we are calculating the amount by the full name, therefore it should be fine, right? To be more precise, we will also add the employee number. There are the same employee number, same full name, same amount, but different date of birth. And therefore what we're going to do in this case, we will just calculate the age and we will share it. Now to calculate the age, we will use date difference by year between e dot date of birth and the current date. Date function, and we will call this as age. Now we have the age, but this age is not accurate, as currently we are making this video in November, and when we are making this in November, therefore the date of birth in December or this one will or will not be accurate. To make it accurate, we also need a case function with the date difference. Let me show you how to do that. Now what I have done is I have made two answers of the question number 4. The first one, we have added a case where we have calculated the age by year and month, and in the second case we have only calculated the date of birth by the year. So after running, you can see the results that in the first one the age is 46 and here the age is 47. Why? Because when I was recording this video, currently the month is November, and therefore get date will get me the month of right now. So when we do a date difference, according to this, the right now his age is 47, but when we calculate it by month, we minus 1 as it is greater than 0, and therefore the age is 46. So these are the month one is correct. We can also do it by day. If you would like to, you can go ahead and do it. These are our 4 questions and their answer. Hope you like it, and please subscribe my channel for more such SQL practices. Bye bye.